up. Fabian had a pretty relatively big game. Talk about his play in terms of him fighting through and getting in the end zone 100 yards for the contest, over 100 yards.
Well, we just been watching that kid develop all season long. He's turned into a great leader. Transfer, we were able to lucky and fortunate enough to get him in here from Northern Illinois, and it just took him a couple weeks to get going. But he finished the season strong. For us, a kid that's got great size that can run, and he's really just cherished and accepted the SWAC way, and the JSU way, the JSU brand. Like I said, and he was our end of the season, the last 3-4 games. Our number one guy. So he can stretch the field vertically. He's going to get in the weight room and get stronger. He has 2 years left, so we're excited about the future. And the things that he brings to the table.
Talking about the future, what do you want to do in this offseason? What do you see some of your biggest needs and want to get accomplished?
Shoot, you just continue to build depth, Doc. You know how that is. And I think that was a plus for us, the way we were able to continue to compete. We dealt with a lot of injuries this year, but just continue to build depth. We had a great recruiting class last season. I challenged my coaches. I want to do the same thing this year. It helped us out on the football field this year, but we got to continue to recruit. Get with our strength coaches, get with him, his staff, and our players. The nutritional piece to it, and just got to get stronger. We want to get bigger, stronger, and faster, and develop these young men so we can make a run in 2024.
Thank you, Coach. Nice painting. Good luck this offseason. Look forward to it.
Thank you. Appreciate everything, Doc.
Next question goes to Jay Keith.
Coach JT Keith, USA Today. Hey, congratulations on first year 7-4. Can you give me your thoughts? You've had the weekend or a couple days to think about your first year as head coach. Can you kind of summarize your feelings on the team and your accomplishments and you being the head coach there?
I'm loving everything about it. I love every day, and just being able to go to work as the head coach of Jackson State University, impacting these young men's lives. That's what it's all about, and developing them and getting them ready for what they want. All these kids talk about going pro, but I never let them lose sight about the importance of getting that degree. But I love the responsibility of being the head coach here. Mentoring these young men, getting them ready for life after football, or if some of them are fortunate enough to play on the next level. But it's been a great journey, and it's just beginning. And I'm really looking forward to the future of being the head football coach here at Jackson State.
Coach, you had some success. You brought in 60 players out of the portal. Will you kind of temper that, because you really did well? Will you measure high school and transfer portal? How will you divvy that up a little bit?
It's kind of the same deal. We'll look at what we need, some needs, and what I was just talking about with the depth situation, trying to get faster at certain positions, a little more size and length at a certain position, and that's the beauty about it now. It was really, we had to put our foot on the pedal last year and try to rush and get some guys in here, and I thought we did an excellent job of doing that. But now we got an opportunity where we are in front of it. We can really sit down and break down this roster needs and seeing what we need to do to continue to develop guys and, make sure we're getting the right pieces in here.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem. Thank you.
Next question goes to Rob J.
Hey, Coach, how you doing this morning?
What's up, Rob? I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Coach, first of all, I want to just thank you and your staff for being so accommodating to my broadcast team this year. We really, really appreciate that. And considering everything that you went through coming into your first year with most of your players, being taken away from you, how were you able to finish the year with a winning record 7-4 like you did?
It was all about getting the right coaching staff in here. First thing, that was the most important piece to it, Rob. We knew we can go out and recruit and get good players, but once those players got on campus, making sure that they believed in the vision I had, and the way I wanted this football team to look. Regardless if we lost however many players, we lost 50, 60 players, we still had one goal this year, and we wanted to be in Atlanta. We started the season off right. We said start in Atlanta, finish in Atlanta. But I was just very pleased at the way that these kids fought all year. They fought all year. So that just was a test of the type of kids we brought in here, my coaching staff, the things that they did on a day-to-day basis. And you know, so when you bring in that many kids from so many different places, some of them don't understand the importance of some of these rivalries. You know, that's going to be the beauty about retaining a bunch of them now, because they know what it means to play Alcorn. They know what it means to go play Southern. They know what it is to play FAMU or homecoming and things like that. You know, that's why I'm so excited about next year.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate everything y'all do.
Yes, sir.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
How you doing, Coach Doc Holliday, HBCU Overdrive?
What's up,
How you
Doc?
doing this morning? What's going on?
Good.
Hey, so our Achilles heel this past season was turnovers. At first it was tackling and special teams, and then it turned into turnovers and penalties.
Mhm.
What are you looking forward to in the off season and for next season to kind of curtail that wave right there?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting to spring ball. You know, those some things that's the importance of spring ball. You talking to get to talking to your players and developing them and talking about those things you talked about, the turnovers, the penalties, and things like that. Those things can be fixed, you know, in spring ball. You know, and carried out throughout the summer and getting ready for the fall season. But we're going to the spring. You know, those are big emphasis for me. You saw there was the difference in some 4 of those losses that we had this year. So we'll go into spring ball, you know, and continue to stress it to our players, and we'll get those things corrected going forward and getting ready for next season.
And my final question is, with all the seniors that we got leaving now, what are some things that you told them to give them some sort of encouragement on what they're going to do on the next level?
That's a great question. Just I always talk to them like, you know, there's so much more out here life has to offer other than football. But football still can take care of you in many different ways. You know, I was a football player, but had the blessing and the opportunity of being a coach. But what we do a good job of, you know, in our program is just talking to these kids about life after football, though. You know, and that's the importance of getting that degree. You know, we have 90% graduation rate where these guys are going to be guaranteed to get a degree. That's a great job with our academics department getting them ready for that type of stuff. But you know, just making sure they have a plan and then sitting down and talking to them about it. You know, they come to me all the time and ask me about advice. What you think about if I did this, coach? What if you think about if I did that? So, you know, just being a mentor in these young men's life and just letting them know, you know, regardless of the eligibility, the friendship and the, you know, the brotherhood is.
I appreciate you, Coach, and as always, D, I love.
Go Tigers.
Next question goes to Ty Miller.
Hey, Coach Taylor, good morning to you. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good, Coach. I'm with the Black College Football Hall of Fame Selection Committee, and I want to know what player on your team would you most consider for the Black College Football Player of the Year award?
I mean, Herb Mulligan was doing some special things out there for this year. You know, he was a special player. He really made that offense go. When he's out there, we're a better offense as a group. On the defensive side, I would have to say Isaac Peppers. You know, he was the catalyst on that side, the leader over there, very vocal. You know, made a lot of high impact plays. So those are 2 guys that kind of stand out to me. You know, on each side of the ball for us that had pretty good seasons.
Okay, Coach. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Next question goes to Jay Keith.
Hey, Coach, I was impressed by number 79, Kawhi Davis. Can you talk a little about him and then also your offensive line and how they progressed this season?
Yeah, Quay is going to be an excellent player. He came in as a true freshman this year. You're talking about a kid, 6'7", 6'7.5", 340 pounds. They can really move. Coach O, our offensive line coach, did a great job of developing him and getting him on the field at the right time. I think it was around the Texas State game somewhere in there. You know, he finally cracked the line up. So he's a guy that we're going to look to build around, you know, on that offensive line. A great recruit that we were able to land from the state of Texas, you know, and when his brother actually just committed, he's just as big as him. So we're excited about both of those guys in our program. We'll lose a couple guys up front, you know, but we had a great recruiting weekend this past weekend. You know, had some high level O linemen in here that you know, we think can really change this, and we'll continue to bring in some high level and quality guys. But the game is won and lost in the trenches. Especially with what we have in the backfield with Herb Mulligan, J.D. Martin, Dez Moultrie, Ahmad Miller, those guys, the way they run the football. So we're going to continue to beef that O-line up and, continue to get the best guys in here for that position.
And Coach, finally, can you talk about the senior class and how the stability that they brought after the change of Deion leaving and you taking over and how they helped and continue the tradition of JSU football, please?
Yeah, I mean, they just came in and did it the right way. They saw my vision, and those guys are older, so they really accepted it and did a good job of keeping this team together, whether wins or losses, no matter what. And they did a great job. I'm very pleased with all those guys. I was just talking about Peppers, Solomon Rogers. The list goes on. DJ Stevens, who's been here for a long time. KJ Arrington. Those guys. Saw my vision and really did a good job of policing that locker room and making sure guys did it the right way.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Last question goes to Kendrick Marshall.
Hey, Coach. A lot's been talked about your first year and kind of like how it's been assessed so far. What grade would you give yourself for the year you had?
I say average right now because we're not playing for a SWAC championship. So I say around a C. Just an average deal because that's the goal that we set. That's the goal that we set. I'm very happy though to be 7-4. Make no mistakes about it. To have a winning record, I'm happy for my football team, for my players, my coaches, and everything. But we all talked about playing for a championship this season. We're not making any excuses about it. Great job by Florida A&M and Coach Willie Simmons and Bubba McDowell over at Prairie View, A&M, those guys. But we talked about being there, so I'll have to say this was just average year for myself. I'm not speaking for my entire football team and my coaching staff because they did a great job, and it's up to me to get us there, and lead this football team to that SWAC championship.
My last question for you, Coach, is Irv Mulligan was nominated for the Conley Award. It goes to the best college football player in the state, but no Black college football players ever won that award before. Why should he be the first one?
He's a great kid, great football player. He does some good things on the field. But Irv and I talked about it. When I finished up my senior year here at Jackson State, it came down and voting. I was up for that same award, and it came down to myself and Eli Manning, and he won the award. But like I told Irv, I was just blessed and honored to be considered as one of the top players in Mississippi. And being able to attend that entire event and considered one of those top players. He understood that, and I told him, that this is just the beginning for you. Things are going to be the picture is going to get so much greater if you just continue to do what you do and do it the right way. But just be proud and privileged that you did get nominated for that award.
Coach Taylor, we sincerely appreciate your time today and as well as your time of availability throughout the course of this season.
All right. Thank you, guys. It's been great.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Y'all take care.
This will conclude our media session for today.